Hello, everybody. Hopefully the sound's up. Let me just double check that. Yikes. Hang on a second. Yep. Okay, the sound's up. All right. I thought that I would, as soon as I start talking, Master T is always so calm, but as soon as I start talking, I get animated. He comes to life. So, who knows what will happen? He may wind up knocking the camera over. I'll pick it up if he does, or something more. But I wanted just to talk a little bit about what happened today, some of the things that happened today. So as I said that, Recovery Journals, the Veronica Slack Recovery Journal Foundation has been granted nonprofit status by the state of Tennessee. So that was a milestone, something that was able to have been accomplished during this pandemic. It was just before the pandemic had hit that things were, we had already applied for this status, and we had, some things in motion with the Rock and Ride to raise funds so we could put larger quantities of the recovery journals into some of the places we were already at, and then expand out from there because we had the opportunity. But we didn't have the dinero, we didn't have the money. So we were working on that. So having said that, first I want to read you something from this book, and I want to say this, that sometimes things seem like they're moving really slow in life, and especially now things seem like the bottom fell out of everything. So I don't know if you're one of them people where you felt like your hopes and dreams kind of smashed to the ground. I felt that way because I was into a lot of things, and it just changed in the blink of an eye. And since that time, I've been scrambling, trying to see where you can move, what you can do, and how to move forward with everything. Because along with me, a lot of the people and contacts and things that I was involved with, they all hit the ground too. And, some of the people are not available, and things are just not moving. But my heart always reaches out to find a way. And that's how I've been for my entire recovery. I always seek to find a way to communicate with people and do the things that I was doing because life didn't give me that. What's in my heart is what God gave me, and with that, it doesn't matter if there's a pandemic or what the hell's going on. It's just I find a way to do that because that's what gives me serenity in my heart, reaching out to other people in the simple way, even if it's just one person. So I want to read you this. I wrote this in 2001. Well, that's when I wrote this book. I probably wrote it in the late 90s, right? But when I wrote that first book, I said, at the end of the foreword that I was in the introduction in this book, and it's also in all the recovery journals, it says this: P.S. 2001. I am still writing other books that have come from my heart and my head this way. I hope that they too reach people like me who have a hard time living sometimes. I am writing this as a reminder to myself to finish what is truly most important to me, with hope that people will not let me give up on what I have to give. Let's not give up on one another. I encourage you to share your dreams of your heart in some manner. It's okay to spend the rest of your life finding ways and means to do this. Staying in the process is key to attaining what is most important to us to achieve in our lifetime. Stay the course. Just do it. God, I just probably feel like crying reading that because I don't want to give up no matter what goes on in the world. I don't want to give up no matter how bad things get on what God gave to me. It made it through addiction. It made it through all the struggling in the streets when I was a junkie out there doing all the things that I was doing. I still had a heart. And that's part of what these books came from. Is that I knew that when I was out there, even though I was doing wrong things, I knew my heart was still in there. I never stopped preaching. And I thank God that He brought me through all that. And these books, the pages that are in these books, was what came out in recovery. And thankful for the people that were helping me along the way. So I wanted to read that to you and just say, you know, we stay the course no matter what, we just do it. Now yesterday, so things have been moving slow, but it means so much to me.
Master G, take that in the house. Hold on a second. He just loves this animal.
Go in there with that.
You're making too much noise. Go in there.
Okay. All right. Calm down, Mr. G. So the thing is, so as I was saying, with the Recovery Journals, so we've attained this nonprofit status, and it matters to me because being able to put a book into somebody's hands, I don't want money to be an option, right? So I have used my own money all these years to provide these recovery journals, but I just don't have it to do in the numbers that I need. So one of the things, that's what we were doing, the Rock and Ride, trying to do this fundraising. Well, yesterday, this is just how life happens. So yesterday when I was down there giving the recovery journals, distributing them at the Volunteer Comprehensive Treatment Center, the doctor who's there, he's a new doctor, he came over, introduced himself, and we chatted a minute. I gave him a couple of the books. This is the one that goes into the prison with the bound, and it has to be bound this way. It cannot have metal because it can be used as a weapon. So this is the one that goes into the institutions or mental health institutions. This is the one that is bound a 31 day. That's the intro. That's how you start, you know, if you're just maybe in a detox or something like that, that's what we want to give this to. This is the one we give at the Volunteer Treatment Center because there's a fast turnover of, you just never know who's going to be there, right? And this is the one that goes into the prison. This is the volume 1, the full volume, because a lot of them people are there for a long time, and this is the one that the chaplain said that they would use, so we designed that for them. These are the ones over here that are for anybody, because the recovery journals are for anybody. So having said that, you never know what's going to happen. So the doctor, I was talking with him, and he wrote down on this little piece of paper, he said, here's some place where you can probably get some support. And he wrote down, let me get my glasses on, and he wrote down Center for Nonprofits, right? He said, contact them. He didn't have the number. And then I spoke also with Dana Holsom back there at the, she's, I think, the director over things there. She's going to be getting me in contact with some more of the facilities so we can distribute more of the recovery journals to these institutions. So anyway, so he wrote that down. Now today when I came up here, I told you I was going to do some errands and stuff, but I made it a point that I've got to figure out how to fill out grants and do all this. Well, I didn't get that location. I got another location called, what's it called? The Community, what is it? It is the Community Foundation of Greater Chattanooga. So I contacted them, and they put me in touch with 2 numbers. They gave me 2 leads. The one lead is called Venture Forward, which I think will educate me on the grant process, and I think they have like a course or something, 101, so I can actually learn how to go out there and get the money for the things that I need to do, so the recovery journals can get in there in more numbers, which really made me happy because now I'm willing. See, before I wasn't willing because it takes a lot of time, but now it's like Robin was telling me that all the money's gone to COVID, so there isn't any money. But there is people who are willing to show me how to do the grants. So that's the education. So I'll take that. Definitely take that. But this other place called the Unfoundation, she said contact them because they might be able to help and do something right now. So I went up online and I filled out the application. And they look for people like myself to help out. So I don't know what's going to happen, guys, but I know I did the footwork for it, and I filled out the application, and I'll follow through with that. But that just made my day because at least I felt like I could do something. I could move forward and make that effort. And sometimes that's all we need to do is just, God's got the plan, right? He's got the plan. That means I don't have it, but I can do the next right thing in front of me, which is, you know, who can I contact, have a better attitude about life instead of the poor me and why is everything shit with the pandemic and why do I gotta wear a mask, right? So instead of doing all that and sinking down into that, it's, you know, God's got the plan. How can I line up with it? That helps me have answers. Because if I'm thinking along them lines, how can I line up with it? Come here, little doggy. I could do things like this. Get my little doggy and give him a little kiss. Mwah. Take that. How about that, Master Chi? I'm going to give you some kisses. I'm going to give you some loving. You want some loving? No, you wait me. Okay, he wants some love. I love you, Master Chi. Okay, you want to say hi to Facebook? Hi, Facebook. You want to sniff Facebook? Go ahead, you can sniff him. You want to sniff him? When they say these dogs are emotional support, you better believe they really are. This dog has so much love. But anyway, they're the simple things in life, you know, caring for people, caring for things, you know, just having something to care about. God gave us purpose, and it's not a lot to figure out. Our purpose is to care about each other, you know, just show some way. Because if you're showing that you're caring about somebody else, you don't sit in your own shit so much. Notice I say so much because we still do. We're human. All right, guys. I just wanted to give you that update. So, see you again. Have a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? Bye.